Hi everyone, this is Mrs. Roberts. I'm really excited to meet you for the first time. A couple of things about me that may impact our videos. One, I have two dogs and a brand new kitten. Their names are Lucy and Ozzy, and the kitten's name is Hazel. They make noise sometimes, and I'm not going to stop the video and start it again. If they start barking, I'll just make a silly face and we'll keep going. So if you hear any of that, I'm sorry. I also have two children. Clayton is 6 and Evelyn is 9. They are both home doing their schoolwork with me at all times. Clayton is off to the side smiling right now. And so I've talked to them about being quiet, but you never really know with children. So if they make some noise, again, sorry. I live in Indiana, but before that, I lived in California for 12 years. And before that, I lived in Michigan. Grew up in Michigan, and I went to the University of Michigan for my first degree. After that, I taught English for 10 years. Taught it at 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th in both AP courses as well as IBHL. So I've taught just about every English course that you can have at a high school. And then in 2015, after Clayton was born, I left the classroom and I've been working with teachers ever since. So I'm really excited to be back working with students again. Today, our lesson is about close reading. And the title I have for this lesson is that good readers never read a text once. Now you can roll your eyes at Miss Roberts or be frustrated that what do you even mean 3 reads looking at this screen right now? But I am saying that we are going to read things multiple times and that you will do that in your life as you grow up. So we're going to talk about that. And our goal today is that we will learn and apply close reading strategies to analyze the deeper meaning of a text. But today our text will be a video. So you'll see that as we get going here. So you'll see on the screen right now a graphic about close reading. It's a little on the smaller kids side, but I really like the way that this kind of puts together all the elements of close reading. So what is close reading? It's in that little circle there. Close reading was kind of pioneered by a guy named Doug Fisher. He teaches in San Diego, and I've actually met him a couple times. He's a really amazing teacher and person. But really, close reading is a careful and purposeful rereading of a text. Why, Miss Roberts, do we need to reread text multiple times? Because the first time we read anything, we probably don't get all the information that we need to get. So, the first time we read a text, our goal is to get the gist. What is the main idea? What jumps out at you? What questions do you have? If it's a work of fiction, who are the characters? Where's the setting? All those really basic details. So we call the first read key ideas and details. Might want to write that down. Key ideas and details. On the second read, we start to dig a little deeper. We call the second read craft and structure. In this read, we are looking for text structure or features, if it's a nonfiction text, or if it's fiction text, looking at pictures. We start thinking about the author's purpose. We start paying attention to word choice and phrases. We start thinking more about the text than just the basics. Then on the third read, we do something called synthesis. So synthesis is where we put everything together. Third read we call synthesis. Could also call it integration of knowledge and ideas. Either one works. Synthesis is just a better way to say it all. And in this read, we start thinking about inferences and how the author supports their points and how they relate to other texts that we've read. How we relate it to our lives is a little debatable. It just depends on if that applies or not. However, sometimes thinking beyond the text to other situations is very helpful. Now, you might be asking, does this mean if I read a book, I have to read it 3 times? Well, if you love the book, you might want to. However, typically the second and third read, we're going back and looking at something specific. So maybe a page, maybe a paragraph, maybe even a sentence. It just depends. So what we're going to do to practice our close reading today is view a short video from Disney, and we are going to apply these strategies together. And in between each read, Miss Carson is going to pause and have you guys talk about what you've seen or what you've written down. And I'm going to give you a task each time. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the video. So this video is called A Cloudy Lesson. Now, before we start, while you are watching for the first time, I would like you to, on a piece of paper, jot down the main things you notice. Again, key ideas and details. Who are the people? What is happening? Where are they? Okay, so first view. Here we go. All right. So we're going to pause for a minute here while you look back at the things you jotted down. Would like you to turn what you noticed as the main things that you wrote down and noticed into a sentence, one sentence, and then Ms. Cardston is going to pause me here and share what you all came up with. Okay, so now we are going to view this video again, but for the second viewing, you're going to pay attention to something different. So now we've got the main ideas out of the way. We know that this is about an older man and probably his grandson and the way they make clouds and that something went wrong, but they found a way to fix it. Now I want you to think about the structure of this video. How is it structured? Remember, structure is the order that it happens, the way the information is presented, how it comes together, what's at the start and what's at the end. So I want you to think of two things about the structure. One, just how is it structured? So take some notes about that. And two, does this structure work or not? And in thinking about if you think the structure is effective, I want you to come up with a piece of evidence as to why. So you're proving the structure. So let's watch it one more time. Okay, so I want you to take those notes of what you just jotted down and turn it into two sentences. The first sentence is how it is structured, and it's okay if you don't have a fancy word for it, just talk about what you notice. And then, if you think it's effective or not, with a piece of evidence. Okay, Miss Cardston is going to pause me here so that you guys can talk about what you come up with. Great work. So there might have been a lot of different ways we looked at the structure. We might have seen a problem and a solution where the little boy breaks the thing and fixes it. We might have seen a compare contrast of the grandpa and the grandson and how they are able to produce the clouds. There's a lot of different reasons. Make sure in your evidence statement that you're backing it up with something from the text as to why it works. It works because it shows a great solution that solves the problem, not just I liked it. Okay? Now, for our last read or watch, this time we're going to think about inferences. Remember, inferences is where you're putting information from the author into what we've seen and what we're going to take away from it. So your inference, what I want you to think about is what is the author's purpose in why he created this and how does he want it to impact us? So let's watch one more time. Make sure to take notes about his about the purpose and how it impacts us.